Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to the show. I am just returning home from Florida. I was there last week. Met some amazing people, met with my mentor, and also did some sales training, which was fabulous. Guys, every time I do like another sales workshop or I do role playing and practicing sales with my clients, I realize just how powerful sales are. And the reason I like it so much, because I know most of you and I used to be like a little afraid of selling, and I didn't want people to think I was a salesperson, or we've got all kind of things about sales that we say. But here's the thing that I notice: the more I practice, the more I learn, and the more that I master the sales process and understand it, the more I value and appreciate and respect the actual transformation that happens with your clients, the person that you're selling to. When you can see it in the eyes of helping them get their goals or helping them get the results that they want in their life, why wouldn't we want to help people get what they want? And the sales process is a way to eliminate their mental blocks, their disbelief, their limitations, if done correctly. And if that's something you're interested in, you should contact me about Boss Up, because we do role playing every single morning. We practice and master sales and understanding people and how we can help people get their goals by knowing how to sell. But that is not what today's show is about. Today's show is about goal setting and growing your business. So tomorrow I am doing a goal setting workshop. If you happen to be listening to this and you did not attend, very sad that you didn't know about it. I take full responsibility. If you did not attend, there will be a replay. You can contact me, send an email, and say, I want a replay of that workshop. It's going to be about like digging in and setting big, hairy, bodacious goals, because most of our problem comes from not setting a goal big enough. I know, right? So this show today is about setting the goal, but then once you set it and you know what you want, you're super clear about it, this call or class today or podcast, whatever, this show, this episode is what to do next. So I just got off of a call with someone. Her goal is $50,000 this year. She is a massage therapist and sound practitioner, sound healing, sound medicine. I like to call it just energy medicine practitioner, and her goal is $50,000. And so it's like, okay, it took most of the call just to get that out of her. And I know that's happening with so many of you. You're afraid to set the goal. You're afraid to dream too big. You're afraid to say that you want something in case it's not possible for you. That's what we want to break through. So what happens once she set the $50,000 is I've just kind of put these all under the 4 E's. The first thing is you have to expose yourself to the people who are going to get something in exchange for that investment. So what is the value that you are going to offer them? So step one in how to grow your business once you set your goals is to expose. You need to get on social media. You need to get in front of new people. One thing is setting a goal. If I want to meet 5 new people every day and I want to follow up with 5 new people every day, that's 10 contacts a day. You can do that by email, social media, text, commenting on someone else's post, engaging. Like, how can you let more people know that you exist? That is step one. Expose your presence to the world. We've got to get over being afraid of being seen and heard. We're meant to flourish and prosper. And when you're afraid to be seen and afraid to be heard, you can't flourish, and prosper. Got it? So step one, expose your existence. Let people know who you are. Like I have this podcast. We've been doing this for a few years. Every single week, I expose something else about myself, something that I'm learning, something I'm interested in, something I'm going through. For a while, if you guys have been listening, I was kind of in the muck of all this personal growth stuff. It was hard. I was elevating out of one position into another. Like whenever I made the decision to release that $500 component of the business for a $5 million opportunity, that was scary. I had to regulate my nervous system. I had to deal with all of the disbelief that came up. I didn't really have anyone to discuss it with, so I didn't feel supported. So that was one of the main things, is I was afraid to expose myself and who I was and what I dream about, what I believe in. So step one, go meet 5 people. Step two, educate. So here's the first question you need to ask yourself. Those people who are going to give me money in exchange for value, do they know what I'm selling? Or do I have to educate? Do they already know? Most of you who are listening to me anyway are mind body energy practitioners, you're healing focused individuals, you're a solopreneur, a business owner. You brought something new to the market. So that took some educating. You had to let people know that you existed and that this product existed. So think about the iPhone back 20 years ago. We didn't know what an iPhone was. We had to be educated on this being like a personal computer. So what is the product that you sell? Does your client that you're calling in, do they know that this solution is available, or do you have to educate them? Do you have to let them know about it? Do they already see the value? Are they already looking for you? Or are you sharing something that no one else is doing? Something unique, something different. So step two is education. So number one, you may have to help them get over what the misinformation. So I know in the holistic world, there's been a way of doing medicine. We've been taught, right? We've been misinformed about what our mind and body can do. And we've become dependent on this system that actually it's just misinformation, right? We just didn't know. It's ignorance to the degree of where you grew up. What was the environment? What was your experience? So educate. Do they need to know about it? Do they need to release and unlearn misinformation? Where is your client? And this is part of your whole brand house. And how well do you know your avatar? How well do you know your customer? Do they believe something different? I know you want to help people. We all want to help people. But some of this stuff you're going to have to take care of in order to help people. It's probably some of the stuff that held me back for years because I didn't understand that this was my responsibility. It's your responsibility to expose yourself, and it's your responsibility to educate and help them unlearn the misinformation. That was number two. Number three, execute, like take action. You have to show up. You have to create the business model. You have to package the offer. So I'm going to help women over 50 lose weight and regulate their hormones in exchange for $3,000. Like, let's just use that as an example. You put whatever yours is. I'm going to help who solve what? And they are going to pay me how much to do that. This has to do with your goal. It's step two, the math and the path. Okay. So I have to show up. I have to put the package together. It has to make sense to the customer. I can't just throw a number out there and not tell them the results they're going to get in what amount of time for how much money. That's your job. You need to do the investigating and then put it together and execute on it. So put it on your website, put it in the notes on your phone. That's where most of my stuff is at. And you have to start showing up and telling people what you offer, what you solve. Who are you in the marketplace? That's your job. Got it? What are you not doing right now? What are you not executing on, taking initiation towards? What are you waiting for? Because this is about deciding and doing. How many people can I tell about this solution? How many friends do they have that they can connect me to? How many podcasts can I get on? How many Facebook Lives or Facebook groups can I get into? Who can I collaborate with? Right? It's all part of step 3. That's your job. Matter of fact, all of this is your job. If you want to be a successful business owner, if you want to boss up, you've got to know how. Okay. So you're going to commit to taking action. And the final step is you need to extend the invitation to work for you. What does that mean, Kim? Extend the invitation. You need to make an offer. Once you've put the package together, you need to offer it to humans. Got it? You need to extend the invitation to offer the solution to solve their problem in exchange for revenue, financial compensation. That's the exchange. To the degree that you give, you will get. When I'm talking about boss up, for those of you who don't know what that means, it's business owner success strategies. And it's unlocking your personal potential, your professional potential. So it's unlocking potential, profits, prosperity, and people. The people that you're going to work with and the people who are going to work with you. All right. So that's what boss up means. So extending the invitation for them to get what they want. That's the offer that you will make. And that's how you grow the business. That's how you're going to get to your first $100,000. Super simple. All right. Make sure you set the goal first. What is your goal this year? How many clients do you want to serve? How many new customers do you want to get? How big do you want to build your team? What is your goal? How much revenue will you make? Or how much return on investment will you get? Like, these are your goals. That's your responsibility. What do I want? And then what am I going to give in exchange for that? And that's where these steps come in. Got it? So you've already set the goal. You're already clear about who you serve. Now you're going to expose yourself to the marketplace. Hey, I'm Kim, a mind body coach, trainer, and business mentor. I help business owners 10x their life and business. They increase their revenue, they align their team so that they're more productive, and we create impact in the marketplace. That is who I am. That is who I help. Who do you help? What do you do? What do you offer in exchange for this goal that you want to meet? So first is expose yourself. Second, educate them. Do they need to unlearn, or do they need to learn about what solution you offer? Do they even know about it? Like, when I started mind body coaching, no one knew about it. The closest thing I found was like Joe Dispenza. And then we kind of got into some of the subconscious work. Like, I think of Louise Hay. Louise Hay was my very first mentor. And she made the claim, you can heal your body with your mind. You can heal your life with your mind. But even 40 years later, we still have not educated the public. They still have not unlearned the misinformation that they need to depend on pills. And I'm not going to go there, but that was me, by the way. One day I'll tell my story or go all the way back to the beginning of the podcast and get it. So do you need to educate? Do they need to unlearn misinformation? Where can you take responsibility for that? Now that you've exposed yourself, now you expose the solution, and then you execute, just meaning you take action. What is the execution plan of moving forward? Showing up, putting the package together, getting into the right communities, getting onto the right social media platforms, collaborating with people who can help you meet other people. Maybe there's something that you can both do together. And the very last step is extend the invitation to work with you, for you and your team or your business to serve them, create impact in helping heal the world, basically. Like, there are so many people out there who need what you offer, but if they don't know, you haven't told them, if you haven't put the perfect package together for them and you haven't extended that offer, how are you going to get them? How are you going to get in front of them? How are they going to get their problem solved? So that is what this episode is about today. Is those are the, I'll just call them the 4 E's because I don't even have a name for it. This is something that we've been teaching in business, the business container, for a few years. That has changed recently. So the new brand is Boss Up, and that is the primary offer that I make. I help individuals go from zero, like they just have an idea, all the way to maxing out their personal potential. I work with individuals, solopreneurs, as well as companies. So if you are a business owner and you have employees and they're not producing at the level that you want them to, and the culture is a little wonky, I come in and I bridge that gap and help elevate the entire company. If you're a solopreneur and you're just getting started, maybe you haven't made your first $10,000 yet, there's a place for you, as well as the one who's moving into 7 and 8 figures. There's a place for you also. My intention is to leverage the playing field between the $1 million marketers and the healing focused entrepreneurs, or the holistic wellness practitioners. However you want to call it, most of my people, it's not just, but most of my people are in the wellness business or the wellness market. They are somehow helping individuals improve their life. All right, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Send an email, reply if you're getting this by email, share with friends, give me 5-star rating and review so I can help the podcast get into the hands of more people. And I have now gotten a list of people that are women, because I really want to neutralize or normalize women's wealth, women who have done really big things in the world and what it took to get there, because a lot of what you see is not what's actually going on behind the scenes. So I've already got a few of them recorded. Last week is one. You heard from a esthetician who 10x'd her income. She went from $49,000 last year to $49,000 last month. What I want you to do is listen to the show and then put this into play, and then reach out to me and let me know how it goes. All right, my friends.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.